Yo everyone, it is Wildpeasant here and welcome back to the channel. Today's video will be my 100th video on this channel. I also hit 5,000 subs and I really appreciate every single one of you who sub to my channel and all of those who are just watching my videos. Thank you very much.
Thank you, kind sir.
I also hit 2,000 hour playtime in Warthunder, so I thought I'm gonna make a review about the game, my personal experience about the game, methods, spending and a lot more. So let's get started. I will bookmark the chapters in this video, so feel free to check the parts you are most interested in, but I would appreciate it if you watch the whole thing. But it is all up to you, my friend. How did it started? Since I was a kid, I always loved military hardwares, especially tanks. Back in 2012, one of my good friends introduced Warthunder to me, but back then it was more like a flight simulator, planes only, but he mentioned they might gonna add tanks in the near future. So I tried it, but I didn't really like it because I sucked at flying, so I played World of Tanks instead. Even though World of Tanks was the only decent tank game back then, I didn't really like it either because of its arcadey style with RNG shooting, with premium shells and HP bars and a lot of bullshit, so I didn't stick with that game for long. Alright, 2018, the same friend of mine invited me to try Warthunder again together, but this time we had tanks, so I was all down for it. Even though I liked it, the grind made me quit in the middle. 2020, because of COVID, I had plenty of free time, so I decided to play it again and I finally reached till rank 4, but then I stopped because I couldn't handle the emotional damage what I got from the game. And 2 years later, 2022, watching too much Mozzie videos made me want to play it again. My main target was to reach the T-72A, my childhood most favorite tank, so I decided no matter what, I will not stop playing it until I get my hands on a T-72A. After several months of grinding as a free-to-play, I made it, and ever since I'm playing every single day. Currently I'm sitting on a 935 login streak with 2,000 hours playtime. Crazy, eh?
What?
So, Warthunder, the game we all love and hate at the same time. So what do I like in Warthunder? In general, online PvP games are addictive because even if you play the same game, you always end up with different people with different skill sets, which makes every single game a different experience, whether you win or lose. Not to mention that every single rank in the game requires different mindset and approach, and I like that a lot. Warthunder has an insane learning curve for everything. You have to learn and get used to your new vehicles, their capabilities, which are expanded over time by unlocking new modifications to your vehicles, so the learning curve and the varieties of vehicles makes it interesting to me at least. The idea behind it to trying to achieve a realistic like simulation battle between tanks and planes, even if the execution is failing sometimes, overall this is the best game out there in this genre, balancing the realism with gameplay as much as possible. So cause of this, the game never gets old. There are always new ways to expand your experiences by trying out other game modes, other nations and other vehicles. Overall, I really like this game, that's why I sunk this amount of time into it, but it brings us to the next question. What do I hate in Warthunder? 1. Unnecessary grinding. Like, I know this game is built on grinding to motivate its players to spend more money to speed up their progression, but man, do we really have to roll into battle with our brand new tank without a goddamn repair tool?
Wow!
I don't think having a repair tool from the beginning would hurt the game's economy, but it would be a much better user experience overall, which is more important. Just like a few years ago they added a free fire extinguisher for every vehicle, which was a good move from Gaijin. I think they should do the same with the repair tool as well. 2. Bad map designs. Spawn locations on certain maps are horrid. When I just spawn in, roll 3 meters and one goddamn red dude at the corner of the map fucking kills me out of nowhere, not even giving me a chance to leave my own spawn and playing the game. 3. Boosters. The damn boosters, which makes everyone anxious. Every time we use those, we all know 90% of the time we're gonna end up badly and waste our precious boosters. I'm not sure if it's true, but I heard it from one of my friends who still plays World of Tanks. They also have boosters, but they can decide to use those boosters at the end of the match, meaning you don't have to worry how you perform in the match because you just use them when you had a good round. How fucking brilliant is that? I think if they would use the same method in Warthunder, it would positively impact the game experience by a lot. Also, outside of its obvious bugs and connection issues, ghost shells, there aren't many things I hate about the game. Of course, when I'm having a cancerous losing streak, I swear to God I'm gonna uninstall this piece of shit, but it never happens. It ends up with a rage quit, max, and next day I just launch it again. Nations and game modes. Well, I can't speak about all nations, but there are 4 of them I grinded out from 0 to almost max. And what I can tell, all of them have their strengths and weaknesses. Also, they all felt different, which is a great game design. I grinded out Russia, Germany, the US and the UK. My first nation was Russia because I was aiming for the T-72A, and also Russia has great tanks at all eras. Whatever it is, World War II, Cold War, or nowadays. Many people like to say that Russians are OP and Russian bias and stuff like that, but I don't think it is true, and I tell you why. Russia is a great nation for many reasons. They have a large variety of vehicles, whether we talk about ground or air mode, which means they have more options than other countries have, but they are not outstandingly OP. For example, Russian jets are great, but they always fall behind Western aircrafts in terms of radar and weaponry. Their ground vehicles are also the same. They have strong tanks, of course, but they always plagued by major issues, which makes them disadvantages compared to others, like having a slower reload speed, a shittier gun depression, not having a gun stabilizer, or a thermal sights, or just simply having a bad reverse speed. Germany felt much more OP throughout all ranks in ground modes than Russia, outside of rank 5 and 6 of course, where Germany is the shittiest performance-wise. But outside of that, they are dominating, although Germany facing a big issue since they have OP stuff. Many new players like to pick them as their first nation, which leads us to a noob team problems. People who are still trying to figure out the game, therefore you're gonna have awful matches. The US on the other hand, their tanks are good, but they are cannon fodders till BR 6.0. After that, you're gonna have a much better experience until you get your first Abrams. Then you will suck again. On the other hand, if you are flying with the US, they are dominating the whole thing from the start till the end. The UK surprisingly was fun. Many people are bashing them, but I personally really enjoy the UK because they require more skill because of their shitty early solid shells and the lack of armor and firepower, depend on the vehicle of course. But from 7.0 and above, the UK is quite competitive in my opinion. I had much better games with them on ground than the US. So when you pick a nation, just go for it. Every nation feels playable, you just have to play them differently. Playing method. So after playing 2000 hours, I found the best way to progress without losing my sanity. One thing I found on Reddit was really helping me out to understand how to outsmart the snail philosophy in terms of having fun. People usually lose sight of the fun part and just focusing on grinding purely to reach their new or next goal, which is important, but the journey which takes you to your goal is more important in my opinion. Enjoy your time playing whatever rank or vehicle you have and not focusing on how much you grinded or not, because eventually you will reach those goals in time. 2. Don't play more than 2 hours. This game eats your soul if you do so. You know, I'm a bit of a competitive type of guy with a lack of skill, so I prefer to play less to keep my sanity in check. But if you talk about progression, then we have to talk about spending in this game. Warthunder is a free-to-play game where spending is just optional. It's all up to you how you spend your hard-earned money, but for me, I like it to keep my spending as low as possible. After playing 2000 hours, I spent on this game only 33 euros. I bought one starter pack, one 20 days premium account and a half-year premium account when it was 50% discounted. To those who don't want to spend money but wanna progress faster, hear me out. If you play this game on a daily basis with several hundreds of hours playtime, then you should consider to give some money to the snail. Listen, I bought Red Dead Redemption 2 for $70. I played it around 200 hours and it was phenomenal. I did not regret to buy that game for that amount of money, but I didn't touch it since I finished. Why, I played 2000 hours 10 times more with Warthunder for half of that money. Meaning, if you spend more time on Warthunder than other both games, then you like this game. If you like this game and want Gaijin to continue to work on this, then paying them until for a normal game price is a fair option, I think. Even if you're a free-to-play mindset guy like I was back then, paying 30 to 60 bucks is a good deal. By the way, the reason I decided to switch from free-to-play to small spender was ARB, because that game mode is a horrid experience to grind to people who can't fly. I wanted to reach top as soon as possible to get my hands on the Su-27 and now the Su-30 SM, because I wanted those nice looking aircraft so badly. So in my opinion, if you want to improve your grinding progression and gaming experience, then I highly recommend you to pay a premium account only and ignoring premium vehicles, especially if you're a new player. Just as I said before, the game has an insane learning curve and every rank and almost every vehicle plays and feels different, which takes time to get used to and later on to master. Buying a premium vehicle with zero knowledge will be an awful experience and a waste of money. If you are a veteran player who wanna grind faster for a different nation, then of course you already know what you are in for. But for me, I rather play the game than buy my way up outside of ARB, because that was a pure fucking torture gameplay wise. Alright, next topic, things I want Gaijin to change in the future. So as I mentioned, having World of Tanks like booster system would be magnificent. Splitting between World War II and Cold War era, cause it's goddamn annoying and destroying the vibe what the World War vehicles have. Better map design and spawn protection. Better ARB experience with more objectives, and also on lower BRs, can't we just start from midair? Cause climbing 3 to 6 minutes straight and doing absolutely fucking nothing is boring. Adding a new game mode maybe with infantry? What else would you want them to improve or add in the future? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, so my final verdict to this game, after playing 2000 hours of fun and suffering, I give Warthunder a solid 8 out of 10. It is not a masterpiece, but it is a game which is good enough to keep me entertained and many other people. But do you think otherwise? Leave a like, comment and sub for more. And also thank you to those who watched until the end, and see you in my next video. Have a good one, fellas.